As we know, English is the international language and is spoken by different countries in the world. But do you know that there are some countries that recognize other languages and that adds value for your permanent migration? If you don't, stay tuned. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Santoshi Reddy. I help international students on various career aspects such as upskilling, reskilling, and also share my experiences from my time as an international student. I also visit high schools in Australia talking about career prospects for younger generations. In this video, I'm going to talk about the countries that recognize other languages apart from English for migration purposes, and also offer tips at the end from my experience as an international student and a migrant. Without any further ado, let's get back into the topic. As you may be aware, there are a number of countries that has points-based system for permanent migration. For example, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, and many other countries. So what is this points-based system? So points are awarded for each component. For example, if you are under certain age, you get certain points. If you are having work experience of number of years, then you get certain points. If you have language proficiency, you get certain points. So all these points accumulate to that minimum points. So there are certain minimum points that you need to have to migrate to that country. For example, in Canada, it's 1200 points. For Australia, it's 1665 points. So minimum points. The more points you have, the more chances that you get invitation to migrate to that country. So, and these points keeps changing based on the demand and supply of the labor. So let's look at those countries that recognize other languages for migration purposes. So the first country is Australia. Yes, Australia is a multicultural country which has people across the world. People from Middle Eastern countries, people from Asian countries, people from Western countries live and work in Australia. So there is a lot of demand for interpreters. If you look at the Australian immigration website, they got demand for interpreters as well. So the interpreters are also listed on their demand list. And there is a body called NATI, National Accreditation Authority for Translators and Interpreters. So what they do is they have a list of community languages that are recognized in Australia. For example, if you take India, Indian languages such as Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, Punjabi are recognized, and there are other languages as well that are recognized. And Arabic, Filipino, Chinese, Mandarin, these languages are recognized in that body, and it is recognized by Australia. So if your language, if your mother tongue falls in that category, then you get additional points, extra points for having that proficiency. So you have to write an exam with recognized by NATI, and once you gain that proficiency, you get 5 additional points for your migration. And the second country that offers recognized other languages is Canada. In Canada, number of provinces speak French. So they recognize French as one of the languages. So if you have a French proficiency, then you get 30 points for having that language proficiency for your migration, which adds for your migration. And the third country, Germany. You may be aware of this. Germans are very particular about their language. So they speak German. And for studying purposes and for live and work permanently in German, you need to have a German language. So German proficiency is, if you have proficiency in German, then it makes you eligible for migration purposes, permanent migration purposes. And the fourth country that I have identified is Norway. Yes, Norway is one of the most popular country to live and work, and it ranks number 1 based on its economic indicators and work-life balance and many other factors. So Norway has got their language Norwegian. So if you have Norwegian language proficiency, so you get eligibility for migration. So these are some of the languages and some of the countries that recognize other languages apart from English. And why I got this video to you on this day is because if you have language, if you are planning to migrate to Australia or Canada or Germany, so if you plan ahead and if you start be more conscious or more intentional about these things, that language also adds value for your migration, then you can start preparing for that, and you may be very intentional of studying these languages well ahead, and which adds that skill set in the future for your permanent migration. And the second tip is not only for permanent migration but also for career purposes, because when I was a student in my masters, when I was doing my masters of business administration, I was learning French. So I learned French at a beginner level, and at the time having French on my resume attracted employers' attention. So whenever I go for an interview, they used to ask like, yes, do you speak French? And people who knows French, they used to greet me in French. So that made me give me a lot of confidence that, oh yes, that I know something that not many people know. So it's a very, very advantage to have on your resume as well, because nowadays the companies are located everywhere. So the number of multinational companies located across the world. So for example, if you're working for a German company and you got a German language on your resume, so you may be a preferred candidate to work on site when given an opportunity arises. So these are the advantages that you have if you learn a different language. And also the third tip I would like to offer is, when I was an international student, after my international student, I decided to migrate permanently to Australia. So at that time, I was looking for accumulating my points. So in the international student community, the minimum points gained by international students were like for their education, for their age, for their language proficiency. In my case, I had work experience on top of this. So that really helped me to stand out from the crowd. So at that time, this language requirement was not as part of the migration. So it was not there, it was not recognized for migration purposes. So these are some of the advantages that you have if you know an extra language. Learning a language is very easy these days. The number of YouTube channels that you can refer to, and there are number of language service providers that offers online services that you can learn from anywhere in the world. So if you have any of your friends or family looking to migrate to any of these countries, and it's a good way and good opportunity for them to start learning a language that adds value for their migration. And if you like this video, please share and subscribe to my channel, and that means a lot to me. And I'll come back to you with another topic. Until then, bye. Thank you.